Welcome! In this video, I'm gonna show you how I did this kimchi inspired look. So this wig is super tangled because that happened while I was trying to take selfies. So we're gonna ignore that as a thing that is happening, and we're just gonna pretend that it's not. So this is my kimchi inspired look from season 8 of Rupaul's Drag Race, and just in general because she's amazing. I was so excited to find out that she was on this season because I've been following her for a while now, and I've just been living virtually through a screen, which that's what I'm doing now. And I was just getting my life through Instagram, etc. And I was just so excited to see her get onto the season.
Like, I expected it, but I also wasn't sure, and I just needed it.
It's also super cool to have a Korean queen on the show because Korean queen.
Representation is cool.
I love all of the top 3, but I kind of swing more towards Team Kimchi because
Korean queen.
Okay, so I'm starting off with foundation already applied, and I'm just going to go ahead and contour, and I'm using this piece of cardstock to give me a clean cut cheek line, whatever. So I'm going in first with my normal contour powder, which is Taupe by NYX, and then I'm just swirling on a bunch of different blushes, and I'm keeping more brown contour-ish shades closer to the cut, and then blending upwards with some pink and purple blushes to get a gradient effect. And then I went ahead and took my contour color along my jawline, and then I did the same ombre of blushes to the temple, which you can see here. And I'm just blending everything towards the center of the forehead, keeping the center as the lightest point. And I also lightly brushed some of those blushes that were already on the brush onto the jaw, just to keep some cohesive color stories happening. On a small brush, I took just the NYX blush in Taupe, and I am contouring my nose, and I'm pulling this straight up to create a new longer nose bridge that's going to meet into the crease, and it's also a little bit mapping out where I'm going to put the eye later. So I'm pulling it up, and it's kind of rounding out where my eyebrows naturally start. And then I'm just using my powder brush that I use when I set my face to make sure everything is blended. So now I'm going in with some Clown White. Any white cream product would do, really. And I am going to go ahead and carve and mark out where I want this new eye shape to be. So I'm pulling in from my nose bridge in a kind of straight line up, following where I just pulled that contour to. And then I'm rounding out and making a new crease line, I guess. And then I don't need to go all the way down the lid because eyeliner is going to go there. And then I'm also pulling it down and creating that new under eye, tear duct, eye white situation, place, and thing. So yeah, I got this shape from watching Kimchi do her makeup on the show and blah blah blah. And yeah. So then I set that with a matte white eyeshadow so it wouldn't continue to smear around, and so the eyeshadows later wouldn't fully stick to the areas where I didn't want them to. I lined my waterline with a white eyeliner, and now I'm just throwing on some translucent powder on the highlight areas to catch any fallout. Now I am using the bright neon pink and purple from the Sleek Acid palette, and I'm starting with the pink on a fluffy brush, and I am running this through the crease. I'm also taking this under the eye and really smudging out this area, and I'm bringing it in towards the center of that white under eye place that we did, and following that contour for the temple that we did earlier. Now I'm blending that purple in all over the areas where we just put the pink for a vibrant purple crease. I did both layering to keep that vibrancy of the color, and then I took Elemental Chaos by Sugar Pill on a smaller brush, and I am putting this on the cut line of the crease and on the under part just to bring that depth and that dimension and stuff. I also pulled that, kind of winging it up, following that temple contour like I did before, and I'm just blending it out with that same brush from earlier. Then, using a white cream, I also used the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. I am re-cutting out that shape that we did earlier just to clean it up, and then I'm going over the whole lid area, but not the under eye part, with Mochi by Sugar Pill, and I'm just packing that on the whole area, and then I'm lightly blending out the edges. For the brows, I grabbed a light brown quote nude shade lip liner, and I am roughly putting on the shape that I'm going for, as you can see here, and I'm filling it in, mostly leaving the middle not really, so I can feather and blend that in for an ombre brow, and I'm doing that on both sides. Then I'm just going to set and really add the color using eyeshadows and whatnot. So for the middle center portion, I am using my contour shade, the NYX blush in Taupe, because it is an ashy taupe color when you apply it like this, but I'm not blending it all the way in towards the center. I took a lighter color there just to help that transition. I also used a clean brush to help blend inwards, and then a darker brown for the tail, and yeah, just putting on some brows. Then, to clean up the shape, and because I know this is something that Kimchi does, I grabbed a concealer on a little brush and I went and outlined the eyebrows. This really cuts them out, and it kind of highlights them on the bottom and the top. It just makes them very pronounced and sharp. So then I also blended out those edges with my finger just to soften them up, and I added a little bit extra for the brow highlight, or to start that off. So yeah. Then, to highlight the brow, I used whatever was left on the brush I used for white eyeshadow earlier, and then I grabbed the translucent powder, and I just put that in the center using the powder puff that comes with it, to really help blend and transition that brow towards the centers, and I just left that on there for a little bit. Then I grabbed some random eyeliner marker pen situations, and I am putting on this eyeliner. To start off the shape, I elongated my inner corner where mine naturally is, and I followed that line downwards, and then I pulled it up and covered up my natural lid, and I extended it into a wing, and you can see the shape. They aren't working that great for opacity. That's because there's a lot of like cream and powder products on here, but it's fine because I'm really just using them to mark out the shape, so I can now go over it with a black matte eyeshadow to intensify and make that opaque and perfect the shape and all of that really fun stuff. I then cleaned up that white inner corner and blended it up into Mochi. Wiped off all of that excess fallout powder and anything that was stuck in it, and then I grabbed Blow Pony by Jeffree Star Cosmetics and put that on. Then, for a slight gradient effect, I just used some white eyeshadow and patted that on the center, kind of blending out a bit. Then I sprayed my face down with some setting spray, and I threw on some kind of big top and bottom lashes. Really, for Kimchi though, my top lashes should have been like 4 times bigger, but I don't have any. Cool. So then I grabbed those purple shades again and really smoked out underneath that lash line, because I don't know, it gives you a really pretty effect to have this really blended out color shadow line under the lashes. It accentuates how large they are, and it just makes things really pretty. I also went back into Elemental Chaos by Sugar Pill and deepened up the outer part of that crease and smoked out the under lash again, just to add more dimension and pull everything together.
So, like I said, I'm so excited that she was on the show at all and that she made top 3. Hopefully she wins. If not, I'll be happy because I love them all. But
Yeah.
I also had nails on, but this hair is so tangled. They were just nothing was working with me, so they had to pop off. So yeah, this is my attempt at a kimchi inspired look. I relate to her a lot. Her looks are amazing. She is an incredible artist, and I can't wait to see what she does next.
This look just did not want to happen. I've tried it a couple times before, and each time it somehow always came out like Trixie Mattel, which is great because I love her, but it's not really what I was specifically going for. Also, I was really confused because, like, Kimchi and I are both Korean, so, like, how did I end up looking more like Trixie? Nobody knows, but anyway. So I tried it a couple times, and it just wasn't working, and now this hair isn't cooperating with me, so, the look that didn't want to happen, but, I forced it to. Also, I've had this Hello Kitty crown, tiara, whatever for a while, and like house sitting, because like this is what I would want to be crowned with.
We come in peace.
Subscribe for new videos every Monday. Also, social media grab in the description. Okay, bye.
Do not come for me.